Okay, good evening. Thank you for your attendance tonight at the Elizabethton City Schools December board meeting. This is not how we normally start board meetings. Normally the chair will start the meeting, call to order. However, this is our first meeting since the election in November was certified by Carter County. Therefore, the first thing that's required is that the board select a chair and vice chair. So at this point in time, if any of the board members would like to nominate the individuals for chair and vice chair.
Yeah, I would like to nominate Mr. Pless as chair and Jamie Schaff as the vice chair, if I can do them both in one motion. That's good with everybody.
Pretty slick.
That way, that avoids someone.
It works.
That does.
Okay. Is there any other nominations that anyone would like to make at this time? So then we'll close nominations. So I guess at this point in time, we'll vote. So all those in favor of Mr. Pless being the chair and Ms. Jamie Schaff being the vice chair, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise? No, it's too late. You already voted aye.
My God.
So congratulations. Thank you both and look forward to working with all of you as well.
Thank you. It's time to call to order the December Elizabethton Board of Education meeting. At this time, I'll call on Mr. Van Huss to lead us in a moment of silence and a pledge to the flag. If you'll stand.
Please stand and pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, it's time to approve the consent agenda and the regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, and do I have a second?
Second.
A second. Any questions about anything on either at this point? Okay, all those in favor of approving the consent and regular agenda, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Next, it's time for citizens to speak. We didn't have anyone request to speak before the board, so we'll move on to special recognition. And I will tell you, at the end of these special recognitions, there will be an opportunity to leave unless you want to stay for the entire meeting. So we'll dismiss you at that time, and then we'll give time for the room to kind of clear out for those that need to go, and then we'll continue the meeting once we get everything cleared out. So, again, I'll turn it over to Mr. Van Huss at this time.
And I will turn it over to Mr. Berry to start the recognitions.
Good evening, guys. At this time, we're actually waiting. One of our swim coaches is at a high school meet. The middle school, the other coach is on their way, so we're going to switch it up if that's okay. Mr.
Sure.
Smith-Till, if you'll go first, we would appreciate it.
Good evening. At this time, I wanted to thank the board, superintendent, so much for what you all gave us the opportunity to do. My name is Travis Smith-Till. I teach lots of classes at the middle school, but why I'm here tonight is to extend our thanks and appreciation for allowing the TAD leadership class as well as the TAD Elevate kids to go on a service learning and leadership trip to Arizona. I would like to take just a couple of minutes to tell you a little bit about it and how it went, and then I asked some of the kids are going to come share. I simply said, share what it meant to you. So it's wide open for whatever they want to say. As we planned this trip, which we've never done anything quite like this before, the vision I had in my head is a service learning and leadership trip is meant to give students the opportunity to experience and learn firsthand what it means to lead through serving others. The hope was that it would take students out of their East Tennessee comfort zones and allow them to serve others who live differently than they do. The ultimate hope of a service learning and leadership trip is for students to be able to take what they learned and experienced and apply it to their everyday lives in their schools, homes, and communities. I wanted to just share that this trip was phenomenal. It was such a blessing, and so many good things happened. Just so you know, kind of a quick rundown, we flew from the Tri-Cities Airport to Phoenix, Arizona, and we worked out of a place called Show Low, Arizona. And we worked primarily with the White Mountain Apache Native Americans. During the week, we did all kinds of things. It was a nonstop schedule. Kids were up at 6 in the morning cooking breakfast, some for the first time. And we also helped cook and prepare and serve dinner as well. At the place that we stayed at a place called American Indian Christian Mission, a nonprofit organization who actually has a school, a boarding school, for young people from second grade through 8th grade, from the White Mountain Apache Reservation. And while we were there, we were very blessed to get to go out on the reservation and do works of service. The reservation, some of you know, some of you may not, is basically you are literally leaving the country without leaving the country. They have their own laws, rules, and kind of, in some ways, way of life. And so I think it was very eye-opening just to go and see and take stuff in. While we were there, we did a lot of cleanup, a lot of manual labor. We cleaned several parks and helped out with some community areas that they just use on a regular basis. And over again, our kids would say, "Man, I just can't believe like it's like this." And then when we were done, it looked really good. So that was really good for our kids to see that and experience that. And then while in the evenings, we would go back and do dinner at the mission where we were staying, and we would get a chance to hang out and play with the students who go to the school. And I think most of the kids, a lot of them will be sharing what that meant to them. Getting to really know young people of a different kind of culture, really, I think was good for them to hearing how they lived, and there's some of their stories, what they've been through just as young people, was really moving for a lot of our kids. And so I'm sure, I think some of them will share with you. And then along the way, we did some fun things. We went to the Petrified Forest, beautiful, and then we had a tremendous day at the Grand Canyon as well. So it was a whirlwind trip across the country, middle schoolers. And I just wanted to personally thank you for extending the opportunity for us to take the kids. I think it was a very moving trip and a very eye-opening trip for many of them. And I really think that a lot of the lessons and things learned, we talked a lot about how that translates back here in East Tennessee, and how we can use some of the things that we learned, some of the things we thought about while we were there, and apply that to our school culture and our community at large. So you have my thanks and appreciation for helping send us and showing us support, and I believe all of you all received letters from all of the kids. Several were involved in activities tonight. But please take the time and read them, and just know that it was such a blessing, and you have my thanks and appreciation. And I would love to talk more with you later or anything else about it. I could talk for a long time, but I won't. At this time, I'll turn it over to the students, and again, I just asked them to share what it meant to them. We don't have an order, so it'll be a little awkward, so just go one at a time.
Hello, my name is Josie Johnson. I am in 7th grade at Cheathacre. I'm so grateful I was able to go on this trip, and that our school has educators that embrace learning outside of the classroom. I love kids, so spending time with them was my favorite thing. I will always remember them and hold them in my heart. One of the teachers at AICM shared her story about her family and how she came to live and work there. It was sad to hear what happened to her family, and I can't imagine what it was like for her. She went from being in foster care to helping other kids in similar situations. I truly admire her bravery. Thank you again for this opportunity. Hi, my name is Molly Letford. I'm in 7th grade, and when I found out we were going on a TAD lead trip to Arizona, I was so incredibly excited to go on this fun trip with my friends and do fun, helpful activities, like getting to see the Grand Canyon in real life. Some people might tell you how amazing it is and try to describe it for you, but it's not the same as actually seeing it in person. The Grand Canyon was so breathtaking it almost looked fake because of how beautiful it was. Seeing the Grand Canyon in the middle of the day was crazy, but when we got to stay for the sunset, it was so incredible. Even though I thought it was kind of cold, it was so worth it. While it was a beautiful day and all, at first I really did not understand how the trip was going to open my eyes in a way I did not expect. For instance, the first park we went to, I was shocked at how cluttered it was. I know Elizabethton keeps their parks very clean, and so I expected partially the same for the parks out in Arizona. I was noticed that was not the case. When we first got to meet and hang out with all the kids on the Apache reservation, I looked and saw that they did not have the newest and greatest clothes or electronics. It made me realize how all of us take things for granted. I don't think I saw one kid get something small that a parent, adult, or guardian gave to them and get mad because it wasn't exactly what they wanted or what everybody else had. They appreciated every little thing. That is something I realize I don't do often. I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Berry's leadership, Miss Thacker's patience, Miss Hutchins' humor, and to our teacher, Mr. Smithfield's organization and faith in all of us so that we could handle this important and life-changing opportunity. I hope that 7th and 8th graders get to have the same experience I got to have and learn the same life lessons I did.
Hi, my name is Callie Mosley, and I'm in the 8th grade at T.A. Duggar. I went on the Arizona trip with around 23 other people. At first, I was sort of nervous about the trip, but then when we got there, my anxiety really settled down. I was really excited when we got to meet the kids. I learned so much from that trip. Being with the kids was really inspiring to me. Every single day, I take things for granted. Like, for example, when I don't get something I want, I complain about it. But even when you gave the kids the slightest things, they were really happy. I would really like to go back there and talk to all the kids again and just ask them how they were doing. Some of the kids that I met were named Daryl, Chris, Bob, Ariel, Katira, Gabby, Kameo, and so many more. I am overall really thankful for the trip, and I wish I could do it again. Thank you so much.
I don't know what to say. I thought I had something to say, but it left my mind. The trip meant like a lot to me. It was the first time I went really far away from home. The first time I flew too, so it was really scary a few times, especially in the busy airport. But in the end, I helped a lot of people. You know, their parks were pretty nasty, and we cleaned up a lot. There was glass, spray paint everywhere, and it was just really unmanaged. Sorry. I wish I could say more, but...
Hi, my name is Micaiah Edmondson, and I am an 8th grader at T.A. Duggar, and this was a really fun and educational trip to see how some people live, and it really taught me to not take things for granted, and it was really fun to get to meet some of the kids and play with them. And then seeing the Grand Canyon was really awesome and beautiful. This was a really good trip. Thank you for everyone that was involved in it, and goodbye.
All right, so let's do this, Mr. Smith. If everyone that went on the trip, if you could come up and let's get a photo. Yeah, that's adults too. That's right.
That's
great.
All right, let's see this organization skills here.
I know, I feel like I need to like nudge it.
Thank you. It's always fun to get to hear their stories of everything that they've got to enjoy. I get the honor again to introduce you tonight to our T.A. Duggar swim team. When you have great coaches in your staff, it makes things really easy. So as I get to stand here again tonight, it's one of those things I can brag on them a little bit. Coach Broussard and Coach Sams do a phenomenal job. Coach Sams is here tonight with us. Coach Broussard couldn't make it, so I'm going to turn it over to her and let her brag on the girls and the guys a little bit. They brought home some hardware this year, so it's always a fun thing to talk about.
So we're here tonight to recognize our 8th graders, and they've done a phenomenal job this year. You know, if you don't have good 8th graders, your team won't have a good backbone, because the 8th graders are who the 6th and 7th graders look up to, and we are so lucky to have the 8th graders that we have. We had 10 of our girls break the TAD school records this year, and 3 of our boys break the school records. We had 2 that broke 5 records, which is awesome because swimming has not been a sport that has had a whole lot of recognition in the past, and we are slowly building up our program, and it's just amazing to see where these kids have come from in the past 3 or 4 years that we've had these programs going. And I'm so thankful for our team and the support that we've received. We got 3 awards this year. We beat Liberty Bell at one of the meets with our girls team, which is awesome. You know, that doesn't happen a whole lot. And we're here tonight to celebrate those 8th graders, so if they could come up. Almost all of our kids on the team cut time. We had, So Riley, if you'll raise your hand, Riley cut 12.2 seconds when all of her events are added up, which is awesome. And then we had Holly, who cut 3.69 seconds, Hannah, who cut 13.8 seconds, and then we had Madeline that cut 6.31 seconds, Lakin that cut 14.67 seconds, Atticus cut 15.30 seconds, and Tripp cut 5.65 seconds. I'll go over some of the records that these kiddos broke. Holly broke one of our records, Madeline broke 3, Hannah broke 2, and Atticus broke 5. Tripp broke 2. So we were so lucky to have these kids this year, and I'm going to miss them so much as they go on to the high school team, hopefully, because they're going to do great things and break more records. So.
Okay, come on up here and let's get a picture.
Good job, guys.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Valentine to come up and share some information about the band.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having us tonight. I'm Jonathan Valentine, the director of the Betsy Band, and just want to start by thanking you guys for your unwavering support of this program. It's one of the reasons why I took the job. Everybody in Elizabethton loves the Betsy Band program, which makes things so much easier because these kids are rock stars, and then the town knows it and they know it, and it's a lot of fun. And this was a banner year for the Betsy Band. We were able to compete a few mostly local shows this year. Actually, the furthest we traveled was the state championship. Everything else was around. It was a rainy kind of start to the year, but we started about 2 weeks before school with a slightly different schedule than they were used to, adding in some extra weeks for percussion and color guard, and which paid off. And then we were able to go start our competitive season in October. We went to Tennessee High. That one got rained out, but we did get to perform indoors, and we're the grand champions of that competition. And then we hosted our very first band competition, which was extremely successful. Hopefully you guys got to hear about that or see some pictures, or maybe you've attended. It was wildly successful. We had about 14 bands there. All the Carter County bands came. We initiated a Carter County Cup, which we give out to the highest scoring Carter County band that will attend every year. Hopefully they'll come back, and that was a really big deal and an awesome fundraiser and experience for our students too. It was a great experience that they got to serve instead of be served at a band competition, and we'll continue to do that each year. Then we went to the Bands of America Johnson City Regional, which is held at the Mini Dome every year, and we managed to finish. We finished sixth in the preliminary proportion that morning, and we made finals. And it was, I believe, it was the first time since about 2000 that they made finals, I believe, at that event. Of course, it was gone for a long time because the football, they didn't have the turf. But we ended up finishing in the final performance that night fourth overall out of about 20 plus bands from about 10 or 11 different states. The 1A national champion was at that event, which we ended up beating them. The 3A national championship was there. We didn't beat them. That was Dobbins Bennett. But it was a pretty competitive event, is my point, right? Is that we finished fourth and scored the highest score that we had in school history, breaking 80 at Bands of America is a pretty awesome, especially in mid-October. And then we went to John Battle competition the weekend of Halloween and won that competition. And then we traveled to Nashville for the state championship, the Division II state championship, and we won every caption in the morning, and then we won it again that night as well. That was percussion, color guard, drum major. We won. We tied with another band in two different captions that night. With music, we tied with us and Signal Mountain, and then general effect, we tied with us and Signal Mountain, and then we won visual by .15, and we ended up winning the state championship because of that score by .15, which is crazy. So it was a really awesome year. We tried some new things and found ourselves the state champions. I'm really, really proud and thankful for my group of leaders that are here tonight. A few other people in the crowd that were a part of the band as well, and some staff. I can't be more thankful for their tireless efforts and their sacrifices to help our kids get where they need to be. To my leadership team and my seniors that worked so hard for 4 years to try to get a state championship of their own. And I'm just incredibly thankful for my administration and for you guys. And so thank you guys so much. It was an awesome year, and we're looking forward to what comes next.
So we'd like for band students as well as staff, if there's any staff here, please come on up as well.
That's it.
If you need to go 2 rows, you can step up and a group can step down on the floor.
And again, just a special thank you to teachers, coaches, directors, volunteers, and leaders. This is one of the favorite things that we do, is get to see and honor what our students have done. So congratulations on all the accomplishments. We do look forward to seeing what you do in the future. You make us proud. It's really nice to have our name attached to this system and what you do. So thank you again. Thank you, parents, for your support, getting them here and getting them to all the various things that they have to do to be able to show up here. So at this time, the recognitions are over, and if you need to leave, you're welcome to do so now, and we'll take just a minute or two to let people be able to kind of clear out, and then we'll start back with our meeting.
And the crowd disperses, right? Just about everybody. So there goes our audience, right?
Makes you feel bad nobody's here to listen.
I was gonna sing a Christmas song. I'm good, how are you? I've got support.
Okay, we'll get back with the rest of the agenda. At this time, it's time for the director's update, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Van Huss.
Thank you. Thank you, Board, for allowing us again to recognize all these students. And as Mr. Pless said, that is certainly a highlight of what we're able to do. So very proud of them and so many groups all across the system. I also want to congratulate the group of teachers that we have here tonight that will be receiving tenure. A great group of individuals, and the good news is it's the first item on the regular agenda, so you won't have to be here much longer either. But congratulations on all your hard work and getting to this point. It's a real accomplishment, so we're very happy for you. Also had the opportunity to attend some different student events in the last few weeks. I was able to attend the EHS drama presentation last Sunday. Yes, Sunday. And then the chorus concert on Monday at First Baptist Church. And let me tell you, we talk about it all the time. We have some incredible kids in Elizabeth and talented. And it was I needed that personally to be able to experience that. And it was just what I needed after, a long couple of weeks. And so just very thankful for all those individuals that work with our students in those areas. But all that to say, I would encourage you any chance you get to come out and participate in those events, because we are truly blessed with the individuals that work with our students and the students that walk our hallways. We're also excited tonight to present to you a contract to start the renovation project at Harold McCormick Elementary School. This is a long time coming. It's really going to change the physical appearance of the building on the inside. It's going to change a lot of those learning spaces inside, and we certainly wish we had more money that we could do the whole building, but this is going to be a great start. So very excited about that project and the opportunity to get that going. As I mentioned before, lots of extracurricular activities that will be going on even over the Christmas break. So that may be a great opportunity if you have time to get out to those. And again, just continue to support our students. You know, we enjoy the break, certainly, from school, but those students and staff that are involved in those extracurriculars, they're just going to keep right on going. So we're very appreciative of them as well. You're invited to a district-wide luncheon on Tuesday, January the 3rd at Elizabethton High School, and that will start around 11:15. We'll have a luncheon for all of our staff, and then we'll have a musical presentation after that in the gym there at the high school. So it'll be a great way for our staff to get together one time before we begin the push into the second semester. So just wanted to make sure that I invited you to that and maybe put that on your calendar to come down and enjoy lunch with us. Also, one thought I wanted to share with you to consider possibly moving the February school board meeting from the, I guess it's the 16th to Monday, February the 13th. There is a TSBA Legislative and Legal Conference in Nashville that some of us would like to attend, and it starts on that Thursday night. So one proposal was to maybe look at the 13th of February, that Monday. So if you'll look at your calendars, and we can wait and make a final decision on that at the January meeting, but I just wanted to bring that up for you to consider as well. One other thing, information that came out this week is the state released information on ACT scores across the districts. And I just wanted to congratulate Elizabethton High School. When you look at the number of students who scored a 21 or higher on the ACT test, we were in the top 20 in the state in that, as well as the overall composite score, the average composite score for individuals. We were also in the top 20. So very proud of their work. And as you know, that measure, and 21 is kind of the magic number for college and career readiness. And so that's a tremendous accomplishment. Lots and lots of hard work that goes into that and prepping for that. So very proud of our students and our staff for that. So I wanted to share that academic good news with you today as well. And again, just thank you so much for all you do. Appreciate you very much, and hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right. Thank you. It's now time for board member reports. Does anyone have anything they would like to report on?
I'll report. On the January 3rd luncheon, we practiced yesterday, so we have a lot of talented staff members in the school system. So I want everyone to come because Eric Wampler is going to be singing Tiny Dancer. Isn't that right? So we want everybody to...
Does Eric have tenure? I can't remember.
But it's going to be a good time, and I know teachers and staff and faculty and staff love door prizes, so there's going to be door prizes. So put that
Great.
out there too.
And door prizes. Yes.
Thank you very much.
I will say I appreciate Gracie and two other high school students who had an issue that's more of a kind of statewide, but how it affects them and with the changing of the grading scale, and just the fact that they wanted to ask questions, approached leadership, supervisors, administrators there at the high school, invited me to listen, to take that kind of initiative is refreshing, and I think they need to be commended for trying to look for things that can help not just them, but all of our students maybe benefit from some of their actions. So, ideas have to start somewhere, and they have a really good idea. We talked about the struggles of how quickly and how not so quickly the state and things work, but it still was very healthy conversation, and I appreciate that. Just wanted to let you know, and I just appreciate the fact that I was included, and not sure I was much help, but I do appreciate the fact that you're thinking about things and looking at things to make change. So I do appreciate that. Any other member? Okay. Mr. Simmerly, who's our city council liaison, had another prior commitment and is unable to be here. So, again, Ms. Gracie, student leader, you have something you...
Yeah, I have my notes on my phone tonight, so
Okay.
I promise I'm not texting.
All right. Okay. That's okay. All right.
So, recently, I think previously Saturday, we had TuffyCon at Elizabethton High School. That was the first time we had ever done anything like that. It was an event where people were able to come and talk about video games and animes and cartoons and board games and all the kinds of things that people are into. And I know they had over 200 students attend, and they had, I think, 14 or 15 vendors. So really great turnout for that. And it was just super pleasant to see that the school is hosting something not just for, sports and the band and academics, but things that people also have interests in that might not get a lot of representation, that are finally being able to be like, hey, we like this and we want to do this. And that was kind of student-led, which was also super nice. And it was great to see that they were able to come up with something that was that impactful for a lot of students and that inclusive. So super great. Key Club and NHS both hosted toy drives recently last month. I know the NHS had around 175 toys that they gathered for Nicewanger Children's Center, and then Key Club donated for Toys to Tots. I'm unsure of the number on those, but those were really great. Lots of people donated. It was a good thing. I know that Randy Little and Tiana Haichu recently got recognized. Randy Little won the Citizenship Education Teacher of the Year, and Tiana won the Voice of Democracy essay. So they're going to be going to a regional competition to kind of, keep those titles and things like that. But as someone who had Mr. Little as a U.S. government teacher, it's well-deserved. Class was phenomenal. I didn't know anything about the government before I went in there, and now I feel like I can actually vote, which is nice. And I also wanted to recognize Natalie and Lauren. They were in my advanced creative writing class this semester, and they recently went to a Barter Youth Playwright competition that creative writing goes to every year. It's a wonderful thing. It's so much fun. It's super eye-opening, but I will let them talk a little bit more about it because I think that they deserve to be recognized.
Okay, so this was just overall a really great experience just for everyone in the class, not just myself and Lauren, but there were over 300 entries, like playwright entries, in this play. And over the past years that Elizabethton has participated, we've had about, how many finalists? Like three? Yeah, 3 finalists. And you have one right here, Lauren Watson. And I'll let you say something.
The playwright competition was a really great experience to have, and especially making finals in that, it really inspired me. And I know now I've become a lot more interested in creative writing as a whole, and specifically writing plays. So it's been a great experience, and it's been a great experience to have you all in my class too. So,
You guys.
Come up here and let's get a picture.
Take a picture.
Yeah, come on up.
And don't let them fool you. They put in a lot of work. Natalie was a semifinalist and Lauren was a finalist. So to have two of those people in, it was Virginia and Tennessee, the region that competed.
That's awesome.
Over 400 entries of high school students. Great program.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Not that Barter has this unbelievable reputation or anything, but what a great place to be. Awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you.
That's all for me.
All right. It's now time to move on to the regular agenda. First item on the agenda is to approve the following teachers recommended for tenure. That would be from Eastside Elementary, Selena Stout. Eastside and Westside would be Jennifer Keene and Keisha Miller. Westside Elementary, Amy Enzer. T.A. Duggar, Corey Harden, and Justin White. And Elizabethton High School, Michael Grindstaff, Denise Hilton, Lucas Andrews, Travis Pennell, and Jay Schertz. Can I get a motion that we approve?
I make a motion we approve.
Approve, and a second.
Second.
All right.
Again, what to say? I mean, it's a long time coming. It's a lot of work that goes in to get to this point. I still remember when I sat right there. As a matter of fact, when I left, whenever I received tenure, I was going down the hill and got pulled over by a police officer. Speeding, so I will never forget that day. But in all seriousness, congratulations. It's certainly well deserved, and we appreciate each one of you being a part of the Cyclone family. So, thank you.
And yeah, congratulations. I mean, was it 3 years you had to do before? It's a little bit different process than back in the day. So, but again, congratulations to all. And we're very proud to have you here. So again, the item is to approve the following teachers recommended for tenure. I don't necessarily need to repeat those. We know who those are, but I will just for record. Selena Stout, Jennifer King, Keisha Miller, Amy Enzer, Corey Harden, Justin White, Michael Grindstaff, Denise Hilton, Lucas Andrews, Travis Pennell, and Jay Schertz. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? And there are none. And would we want to
Yeah,
get a
if
picture
you'll
of
slide
them?
on up here, and we'll take a picture. I know some individuals weren't able to make it here tonight, but
Yeah,
we
we-
won't revoke their tenure or anything.
Yes.
If they didn't miss it. In other words, you don't have to be present to win.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We appreciate the fact that you stayed in long enough to get to do this. It's not an easy profession. So, all right. If you need to go, we'll allow you to do that. We only have 3 more items. We'll move pretty quickly, but if you need to run, you may head out. Bye, Libby Kate. Pancake girl, yes. Okay, next item is to approve the contract between J.E. Green Company and Elizabethton City Schools to complete alterations to the existing building at Harold McCormick Elementary School in the amount of $4,775,000. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make the motion.
All right, and can I get a second?
You can't second it.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. You want to give any explanation?
Absolutely. So just real quickly, again, the focus of this construction and remodel is on the original main hallway of the building. It will include new HVAC units, new ceiling, lighting, flooring, windows. So the classroom, again, this space is going to be just basically completely brand new. It will also remodel the restrooms there at the end of that main hallway beside the cafeteria. It will include some limited work downstairs with some new ceiling and lighting on the, trying to think what that is. I guess that's the north end of the building, closer to downtown. And then back on the other end, the cafeteria, it will also include new HVAC in the cafeteria and HVAC downstairs, where I mentioned before. We went back and forth. If you remember, I think I shared with you that the original project came in extremely high and over budget. And so we worked with J.E. Green to value engineer the program or the project down into an amount that we felt like we could afford. I really feel that we'll have to add a little bit of our own money to this. So we'll use a combination of maybe some fund balance or half-cent sales tax to make the difference. But we really stopped at a point that we felt like we would get a quality project that would take care of the work that would be needed on that main hallway. And there's also, new electrical service in there as well. So it's going to hit a lot of things that are issues in a building that's the age of Harold McCormick. But again, it'll be like a brand new building. It's been long overdue for the teachers in that building that, quite frankly, don't have some of the same amenities that some of the other elementary schools do. So very excited about that and looking forward to getting started. So any questions anyone has on the project?
What is the projected start date?
We're probably going to look for a start date around January the 16th. And what will happen first will be we'll start with procuring all of the materials, equipment, all those type things. The first thing we'll have to do is go in and abate the asbestos, so that will start right after the last day of school in May. And then they'll do a massive abatement, and then we'll put back classrooms temporarily as well. And during the school year, we'll leapfrog through the main hallway and do the finishes in 2 classrooms at a time. So it will be maybe a longer scope of time to complete the work than normal, but as you know, we have nowhere to if we displace those students, we have nowhere to send them other than the building, so we're going to have to do construction while they're there. But the main thing is we want to do all the asbestos abatement in the summer, so all of that is taken care of before students are back on campus. So.
Any other questions? Okay, the item is to approve the contract between J.E. Green Company and Elizabethton City Schools to complete alterations to the existing building at Harold McCormick Elementary School in the amount of $4,775,000. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And any opposed? And there are none. It's time to take care of that. So, next item, approve the TN Together survey to be administered to 8th, 10th, and 12th grade students, and there is an attached document for the additional information. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Second, okay.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to ask Emily Matthews, our coordinated school health coordinator, to come up. It's always an awkward coordinated school coordinator. We're gonna have to come up with a better title, but she's going to share some information about this survey for you and kind of give you an idea of what information will be collected and how that will help not only us as a school system, but the community as well.
Yeah. My name's Emily, and I've also got Brittany Horton here with the Carter County Drug Prevention, just in case there's any other questions. But the Tennessee Together survey is just a state-funded substance abuse survey for Tennessee public schools, and it's administered to 8th grade, 10th grade, and 12th grade. It's 36 questions, and it's funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. It's part of the Tennessee Together initiative, which is focused on ending the opioid epidemic in Tennessee. So the reason why we want to participate in something like this is because it's going to give us some county level data that can be used towards prevention efforts, and it also can develop into state funding for our county to be used for those health promotion and prevention efforts. But the survey should be attached, and also attached is this, there's a frequently asked questions, and there's also this permission form that we would send to parents. This is a totally anonymous survey. The only identifiers they give are their grade, their gender, I think their race. And it's going to be we're going to administer it on paper and then send it to the state, and then we're going to get a Carter County data package. That's all we'll get. That will show the answers and percentages to these questions. Parents can review the survey. They can also say no, or a student can refuse a question if there's anything they're uncomfortable with. It's not going to be mandatory that they fill out and complete each question. Are there any questions that you all?
I'd just like to add, there's lots we understand what the opioid epidemic is doing to our community, and through the efforts of Carter County and Elizabethton and quite frankly the whole region. As you know, they're about to open a facility up at the Roan Mountain Work Camp. So we think this is just another way for us to collect information that will help, number one, educate, and number two, help us maybe provide tools to again fight this serious problem, that we all. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. It's where we are. So we have to start being proactive and finding ways to address the issue. So.
Are you aware of is Carter County, do you know if they're participating in their schools, or have you found out yet, or? That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. So we're currently working with them to kind of get them on board. So we have been in touch with Coordinated School Health with them, and they are. It's just there's more schools out of their school system, so it's a little harder to get the pieces together. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'd be great to have everything here. That would really help, I'm sure.
Yeah. Was it the 2018-19 data package from the last time this was done here that I've looked at with her and I've given to Mr. Van Huss, and I believe Carter County Schools, and I think T.A. Duggar participated in the past. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Item is to approve the TN Together survey to be administered to 8th, 10th, and 12th grade students, and we have the information. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And any opposed? And there are none. Thank you, ladies. Okay. Next item, approve creation of a part-time basketball skill and drills coach, gym supervisor position as part of the community involvement program. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion and a second?
Second.
And a second. Okay. Mr. Van Huss,
Yep.
you want to give us the scoop on
Yes,
that?
first of all, in case you don't know, there is a basketball game in Elizabethton High School tonight. That's why Coach Holt's not here to discuss this. But a part of his duties, he's also over the community involvement program, which you may know about the water aerobics and the swim club that we have. So this would be another branch of that. And as you know, all of those programs are self-supporting. So this position would be funded by the money generated. So basically, it would be something like if students were, if youth in Elizabeth and Carter County were interested in this camp, they basically would pay $5 and they would come for that hour or that training or whatever. So the funds generated would pay for this position. So it's really no risk to the system at all. If the funds aren't there for the position, then it just goes away. But since it is a position that would be new, we would be creating this specifically for something that's pertaining to the school system. That's why we brought it to you to consider. So it's something we would just give a try and see if that's something that would be beneficial. You may not know or not, but this doesn't really have anything to do with the school system, although there are a lot of individuals involved. They've started a youth league basketball program in Elizabethton, and this would kind of work in conjunction with that and allow other opportunities for students to receive maybe some more individualized training if they desire that. So, questions on that? Okay.
All right, the item is to approve creation of a part-time basketball skills and drills coach / gym supervisor position as part of the community involvement program. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And any opposed? And there are none. The next regularly scheduled board meeting will be held on Thursday, the 19th day of January, 2023, at 5:30 here in the Mac Pierce Boardroom. I'll take a motion. We adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Have a good evening. Thank you.